저희가 어마어마한 분을 지금 모셨습니다.
네, 저희가 버즈비에서 정말 자주 리뷰하고 또 저희가 정말 좋다고 얘기 많이 했던
맞아요.
산타크루즈 기타의
대장님이십니다.
모셨습니다. Please say hello to the subscribers of our channel and tell us about yourself and your brand.
Certainly. I began playing guitar around 15 or 16, and unusual reason to impress a girl. Yeah,
I know that reason.
Yeah, this is very common.
Same.
And it worked.
Yeah, you worked.
It worked. Yeah. Today we have 51 years married. Anniversary.
51 years.
Yeah,
It worked.
Yeah, guitar is a good
worked.
thing. My interest in guitar was secondary to the girl, so I kind of stopped playing the guitar. When I was younger, they would have a store that sold magazines, newspapers, and cigars. I delivered the newspaper there, and I saw on the magazines a magazine with a picture of Mississippi John Hurt, the old blues player. And it was Happy Traum and his brother Artie that wrote a book on finger picking with tablature. And I looked and I went, this shows you how to play this music. And I meet him today here in Woodstock after 50-something years, and we complete the whole circle. So that's how I was inspired to play. And one day I was playing the guitar, and I thought, someone makes these. You know? Someone makes these. I wonder.
You didn't realize that until then.
Well, we all know that big Martin Gibson made guitars, but like someone was making this. And if I could make a guitar, I could do everything I loved at one time. My father was a commercial artist, so he worked in wood, metal, glass. And so I had no problem taking the guitar apart to figure out how it worked. My mother, before computers, she was a Google search engine. You went to her to find information. And she said, you've taken your guitar apart. Let's find the books that show you how to put it back together. And there were none. There's nothing on the steel string guitar, very little on the classical, and a little Spanish, French on the classical, but a lot of information on the violin. So my study of the violin to figure out how to build the guitar was the perfect gift from God, really, because to this day we do something different than other makers, and that comes from the violin tradition. To evaluate wood for its properties, not the best wood, but the best wood for this player to get the right sound. Building the instrument not of dimensions, but of frequencies, so you're composing harmony like a chord on a piano. When the instrument's put into energy with the strings, you get beautiful sustain over. You can make a good one on purpose rather than by chance. So that's how I learned to start out. Before internet, I could not learn fast enough. This is probably 25 years old. I was frustrated because I knew what I wanted, but I also was too young to understand practice. I wanted it now. I'm talking about 72 to 76. When to learn faster, I decided I want to do this as a team, not alone. And that was the beginning of Santa Cruz Guitar Company. Two men came to my shop and asked if they could join me in guitar making and begin a company to make the best custom guitars in the world. And between them, they had hundreds of dollars to invest. Anyway, brilliant people, Bruce Ross and William Davis. And together, we began Santa Cruz Guitar Company. Beginning as custom makers, it was hard to find enough people. But making OMs and dreadnoughts of Indian rosewood, Sitka spruce, standard models, you can sell those to stores and pay the rent. But it took another 30 plus years for us to get enough of a reputation to go back to exclusively custom, which is where we are today. We can make a wonderful sounding guitar, so someone doesn't need to describe, I need it to sound rich, full, colorful, but they can talk about what they like to hear in music, what players they admire, and I ask them to think of the sound system where you can adjust knobs and sliders. those are personal choices for your guitar. If there was a right or wrong, they wouldn't give you knobs and sliders, they would fix those.
Yeah.
So EQ, the scale of clarity, bright to dark, the presence. So these are many of the things that I consider in choosing the woods and building a custom guitar.
And where did it come from, your brand name, Santa Cruz?
It's primarily and most important, it's my faith. It means Holy Cross in Spanish. Christian cross.
Holy Cross, yeah.
Spanish were coming up through Mexico, South America, into California. So the Spanish named their missions or their communities after saints. And Santa Cruz is like Holy Cross. So, but that's where I live. So naturally beautiful. The ocean is a marine sanctuary. The redwood trees, which we'll see, are can change your life. You know. So I'm proud of living there. Because I was working with two other people, I didn't want to name it my name. Right. So that was the idea. So there you go.
Holy Cross. I love your guitar, Santa Cruz, especially OM model. That's my favorite OM body guitar model in the world.
It's very versatile.
Yeah, versatile.
Many styles.
Yeah, actually, I work as a recording session guitarist, so I need that kind of sound, that versatile sound. So, what do you think is the biggest difference of the Santa Cruz OM guitar from the other brands?
Well, the reason that we love it so, it's versatile, and one of the things that make it suitable to play many different styles, from fingerstyle jazz to bluegrass, is because of the airspace, the size of the guitar, the bracing. It's a little predominant in the bass, but not big in the bass like a dreadnought. So if you're playing jazz or classical music, people like as even EQ as possible, because the artist then can decide what note's loud, what note is soft. So the OM lets everybody speak with their real voice when they play the guitar. The difference in what we're doing is really this simple. We're building for not only the maximum quality of sound, but also the individual choices of the sound system. So this maximum quality of sound is very interesting. Some companies do a very noble thing and make guitars for a price that's affordable for more people, like Crafter, you know, or Taylor. It's a great thing. And to get the price down, you have to limit the amount of time and what you pay for the materials. And all these guitars, and a lot of boutique guitars, are made the same way you'd make a nice piece of furniture, let's say. You take measurements and you duplicate the measurements, you use nice woods, nice craftsmanship, and the sound you get is completely random. Because if you have a guitar that's built in tune with itself, it will sustain, develop overtones, and sound great. If it's not in tune with itself, it will be limited in that all the way up to sounding great. So a guitar made in mass production with dimensional parts can sound like anything, and they do. But in the violin tradition, and really the secret of Stradivarius and the school of Amati, is they didn't do this by measurement. They were close to the measurement, but by choosing stiffer or more flexible piece of wood, by working it thinner, leaving it thicker, you can get a target frequency or a note rather than a dimension. You would tune the top itself, you'd put on the braces and tune those, assemble it to the guitar body, and then get the note of the airspace to agree with that. That's the violin tradition, and there's no guesswork. The guitar will sound great. So think of this. If you were to a beautiful piano in a concert hall, and you pick 5 notes that are in harmony, that means if the wavelengths complement each other, that sound can really move you emotionally. You might want to go out in the street and march for a cause or fall in love. But if you just pick those notes at random, threw rocks at the piano, you would get anything. Usually those frequencies, some would cancel each other and the sound would die. If you threw enough rocks at a piano, you would achieve a chord every once in a while in harmony. And that's why you could make 10,000 guitars of the same dimensions and get 100 that sounded wonderful.
Yeah, that's the point I've never thought about.
Some better than worse. And it's science, not opinion. And surprisingly, there's so much noise today on the internet and people talking to each other guitar making, they miss these fundamentals that, again, go back to the violin tradition. So that's what we do, and that's what makes our instrument not only different, but really expensive. Because a lot of time to do that. They want to know, how do you do this? And I can show them openly, but they won't copy it. Yeah, no, they won't copy it. They're looking for a formula of dimensions that they can scale to 1,000,000, and it won't work. They need somebody that knows, and that's very expensive. They're smart enough to know how to do that. It's just that's not what they do. They need the guitar in a price range that's affordable, and they explained it to me. The sound of the guitar, we can't be that concerned about that, because at 1,000,000 guitars, we need someone to be prepared to buy the guitar before they ever see it.
That's right.
Right. And that's done with marketing, a lifestyle association, what we talked about before. They show a picture of somebody playing the guitar, and there's beautiful friends around them going, I want that. So that's what's different. Now, while we do that, we also use the best possible woods, again, for this guitar. So the difference between Brazilian rosewood, Indian rosewood, cocobolo, koa, there's not a scale of quality, there's a scale of clarity, and people make their choice on that, right?
I finally figured out why I love your guitar so much.
Oh, thank you.
I think you achieved everything, almost everything you want to do. I'm wondering what is the tonal goal of Santa Claus guitars?
I'd be happy to tell you that. My tonal goal right now, my biggest career goal, is to put what I learned from the violin making and 50 years of my practice into a scientific vocabulary, develop the mechanisms to capture that information and be able to share it with others. And we're there. Yeah, we've just gotten there. When I pick a piece of wood for a customer, I'm going to choose, let's say the top. I'm going to choose between, obviously, Adirondack spruce, Sitka spruce, cedar, redwood, all along there. And those are on a scale of the degree of clarity, from warm and blended. I'm ringing a little bell here. A bell made out of brass or bronze is warm. A bell made out of silver is bright. So if the player is doing a singer-songwriter rhythm where the guitar is secondary to their voice and their lyrics, a warmer blended sound is desirable. If somebody's playing a really complicated, articulate style where they want the audience to hear every note clearly and all the nuance they put into it, then a wood that's bright and clear to do that. So those are things I've been able to put into a scientific vocabulary so anyone in the world could understand and measure that, and then have a code that tells what this piece of wood is the best for and how to work it. Because remember, we're not doing it to a dimension, we're dimensioning it to its proper sound. Here's my goal. I'd like the cheapest guitars to be also the best sounding and the best playing. And here's the thing is there are things, again, that are quality. And that would be how long does it sustain, how complex, colorful it sounds. That's a quality. But all the rest of those are personal choices to do. And that's the thing I want to share with the world. The violin makers kept it so secret. Is that okay answer?
That was perfect answer. I mean, you opened every information about your guitar building and your philosophy. But but everyone knows about that. But I don't think anyone can do this again. So.
Well, you're right. Well, I was going to say yes. I was at exactly the right time. So I don't know that somebody could repeat it the way I did, but hopefully they won't have to, right? Because if I do my job right, I can pass that information on, and somebody can begin where I end.
because it's new generation. Yeah, it was like I've watched a documentary of you.
I hope the right one.
Say anything, the last word to the subscribers and fans of your guitars.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I talked in maybe some complex terms because again I had a message. I wanted to answer your question accurately, scientifically. But for the people that I possibly make guitars for, it's not complicated at all. We don't talk in those terms. We talk in terms of what music they like, what players they like, what guitars they like, and even if somebody wants to communicate from Korea, I'm available. You know, I'll write or text and do this. Finding a guitar you like, there's nothing to replace that.
Yeah.
So you don't need a custom guitar if you play one that feels right and moves you. I'm there when they can't find that combination of sound, look, and playability to do that. And thank you for your support. I'm always around wonderful people.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Thank you for your great storytelling. It was so touching.
I'm glad to hear that.
Not documentary, it was like movie. 어쿠스틱 좀 아는 남자들.
좀.
Thank you.
You guys are professionals.